I like to listen to success stories, particularly those that talk about the challenges they had gone through, what took them to pull it through, and the lesson learned. However, for those success stories focusing on how to be rich or what needs to be done in order to be rich, I feel that something is missing. The logic of the details is missing. This is how I can come in to fill the blank. John Assaraf's story is a classic success story. He is a role model to many, and his message is use the blueprint. Don't reinvent the wheel and train your mind to do what you want to do. It sounds great. It could work for certain people. But in reality, a lot of people are intimidated by it. They could be thinking, number one, that's not for me. I can't do it. Number two, oh well, it is too big for me. I don't have to know it. I believe that John's desire is to help people. He wants to help people to be as successful as him or better. However, I see it from a different angle, through a different lens. I see that not many people can be as successful as John, but there are many people can have small successes. Therefore, they don't have to follow the entire blueprint. They can have the small successes by picking up or learning a few small things from the blueprint. Do you get what I mean? Nonetheless, there are people who really want to have a big success like John. What should they do? What is the key driver for them? The message of this video is, in order to pick the right things from the blueprint, we need to adjust our mind and adjust our lens. See it through from different angles and also see it through from different mentalities. This is the purpose of this video. Help you pick the right things from the blueprint according to what you really want. Do watch the entire video and find it out. Today, I picked a video interview John Assaraf. The topic is how to train your brain to get what you really want. This is the stage 1, mindfulness, narrating what I saw in John's interview that need further clarification. John's story started with recognizing that he was tired of mediocre or less than mediocre life. He met someone who he looked up to as a role model for success. This person told him to follow the blueprint. Just follow the blueprint. Don't have to reinvent the wheel. And John has been a good follower. That's how he became successful. During the entire interview, John talked about the process of change. To deal with the change, John talked about 2 aspects. Number 1, the time committed to cultivate a change. Number 2, the 5 R's process. Recognize, response, reframe, release, and retrain. This is the process to train your mind to do what you want to do. This video is not about repeating John's success story. I'm not telling you how to be as successful as John. Instead, I suggest that you forget about being rich. Forget about the success story. See it from different angles and different lenses. Let's talk about this in stage 2 and stage 3. The logical thinking and action plan. Stage 2 and stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Logically, if you think about being as successful as John, you might have the pressure and you might not think it can be actualized. However, if we see it and think about it from different angle and also different lens, it could make a better sense. Such as we see it as a self-development, or we see it as learning a new skill, or we see it as continuous improvement. Then you will not have the pressure or the doubt whether you can do it. Let's explore how we can learn it as a skill and also apply it. First, John talked about making changes. The key aspect of John's success journey is about making changes. It could be changing a habit, or it could be changing your mentality. Let's think about what he had said when he wanted to change a habit. First, he must make a commitment for at least 100 days. Otherwise, he wouldn't even start. Second, he would design a plan to retrain his brain around the expectation, following it through. It is a pre-commitment in advance. The key focus is about thinking. What should you do when you face the situation triggering your behavior? He particularly highlighted that 3 things could happen during the process. There are something going to trigger your emotion, your behavior, and your neurological, biological reward. Because we have been conditioned in certain way. Well, this sounds challenging because he especially stressed on the importance of commitment. He say, once you have committed, you will do it despite what. But the logic is, if we have that kind of commitment, we can be successful in anything. Do you agree? The ironical point is, most people don't have that kind of commitment. Most people cannot be so determined and committed. So, what would you do? Before even think about it, we must recognize that here are the 2 biggest challenges. Number 1, 100 days. Can you commit to 100 days? Number 2, when that trigger comes, can you stand firm on the commitment to change that behavior? Turn away, have an escape plan instead of feeding your habit or instead of feeding your behavior. Turn away, do something else to gain the reward you desire. John gave an example of quitting caffeine. Think about when you want to quit caffeine, what do you do? If you have an escape plan, for example, usually you drink a cup of coffee every morning, and now you have thought about it. You have an escape plan and thinking, okay, I will start with drinking the coffee every other day. This is your pre-committed plan. Turn away, do something else is your escape plan. You have to commit to it. Then you need to stick to it. This is the way to interrupt your behavior when you are triggered. If you continue to interrupt your behavior for a long enough time and be persistent to the end of your plan, that will interrupt your neural pattern. The change will begin to take place. Can you do that? Does it sound too challenging to you? Let's think about why would it be such a big challenge to you? The logic is, if you have set a rigid goal and this goal is too big for you to bear, you may focus on the wrong point. We should not focus on the 100 days. That's what John needed to break through a habit or make a change. John could be so determined because he knew this was what he needed to make a change. But you are not John. This is John, not you. You need to find out how long it takes you to break through a habit and make a change successfully. Therefore, instead of 100 days, you could begin with 30 days, then prolong to 40 days, 60 days, so on. Because you might not aim for a big change or a big success like John. If so, why should you follow John's blueprint exactly? It is about what do you aim for and what do you apply it for. Does it make sense to you? Change the angle, change the way you see. Change the angle and see it from a different lens. John aimed for a big success. He aimed for more than $1 million. But we could just aim for learning a new skill to have a better life, to improve our life. No doubt, mastering change is a good skill to have. Because in life, the only constant is change. We want to gain this skill. This is a good skill to have. Now, let's see how we can learn this skill as a tool to improve our life, to have small successes without pressure, without stress. Because we might not have that kind of high level commitment. More importantly, we have a different goal. The action plans I suggest for you is number one, begin with a small change. Identify the small change you need to have, and then break the process into a few steps. Start with 30 days first, then prolong to 45 days, then prolong to 60 days, and so on. Try it out, find out what are the challenges you would encounter. Don't face the challenge yourself. Seek help. In the first attempt, for example, 30 days, that's okay if you couldn't get help because this is your first round, your first experiment. Take it as your discovery project. After that, before you are ready for the second attempt, you want to build a group of people, resources for help, and identify the people who can help you for the challenges you will encounter. Because you have already gone through the first round, you have discovered what kind of challenges you would face, although you might have new challenges in every attempt. In this way, you will be learning the change skill like doing an experiment. You will have fun instead of having pressure. To learn the skill this way, what you really need to have are number one, persistency. Number two, readiness. Because you need to analyze each attempt and plan smartly for the next. The point is, it is easier to be persistent if you have fun and have the curiosity to find out what are the challenges in the next attempt. Moreover, don't forget that you have a group of people, resources. You are not doing it all by yourself. You do have a group of support to go along the journey with you. Here is the key point. Even though you need to hire a coach or a professional to be in your people resource team, it will be more economical because they are not helping you in the entire change process. They only help you when you have a challenge and when you need help and when you call them for help. Does it make sense to you? To sum up, instead of taking it as a big goal to be successful, to be wealthy, forget about it. Just take it as learning a new skill. Make the learning as experiments. Break the process into small steps. Instead of starting with 100 days, you can start with 30 days, then prolong it to 45 days, then prolong it to 60 days, and so on. More importantly, you are not doing it alone. You have a group of people, resources to support you, to provide you guidance when you need them. For those who really want to have a big success or to be wealthy like John, the key challenge is commitment. How to have that kind of die-hard commitment? The basis is either responsibility or desire. Find the strong sense of responsibility. To most people, the sense of responsibility is to their family or their loved ones. However, there are people love themselves more than anything else. And this is the strong sense of desire. They desire to be rich. They desire to have a wealthy life. They desire to have a big success. It is nothing wrong. In conclusion, I believe that most of the motivational talks are meant to help people. They want to help people to be as successful as them or better. But in reality, most people will be intimidated by the tough challenges. They don't have that kind of commitment to go through all those challenges. Therefore, they might be thinking that this is not for me. I can't do it. Or this is too big for me. I don't need to know. As a result, they have missed the point. The point is they can make a big skill practical and apply it as a tool to improve their life, to make their life better, or to have small successes. It is a matter of what do you want? What do you use it for? You don't have to use it for a big goal or a big success. You can use it for small successes to just improve your life. Do you get my point? The point is, in order to pick the right things from the blueprint, you need to adjust your mind and adjust your lens. See it from a different angle and different mentality. Nonetheless, for those who really want a big success, want to follow the footsteps, want to follow the blueprint, the key is commitment. And the basis of the commitment is responsibility or desire. We have gone through mindfulness and logical thinking to produce action plans. This is the way I show you how to gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I am Alicia T, the certified professional coach and HRDF certified trainer. If you need extra help, either one-to-one or in a group, please visit my website, jjecorporatepro.com. I will continuously going through some topics to help you gain clarity via reflection process mechanism. I invite you to think about this. Is it more important for you to get motivated and know what to do but don't know how to do it? Or is it more important for you to truly understand how to do it? Certainly when you know how to do it, you know what to do it, right? Remember this. When you understand, you will be clear. When you are clear, you will believe firmly. When you believe firmly, you will be committed. And when you are committed, you will be passionate. Commitment and passions are the two key drivers for persistency, perseverance, determination, etc. Watch out for my next video, Reflection Time with Alicia Tay. If you find this video is helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell because you will be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.